The Internet, an ethereal network, unseen but ever present. It binds our world together with invisible threads of data. Billions rely on it daily. It's the backbone of communication, commerce, and culture, a global nervous system connecting humanity. But what if this nervous system were to shut down? What if the Internet disappeared? Forever, our world, so heavily reliant on the digital realm, would be thrust into chaos. We've woven the Internet into every aspect of our lives. From the mundane to the extraordinary, it's become the very air we breathe, digitally speaking. But unlike air, the Internet is a human creation, and like all creations, it can fail. Let's contemplate such a scenario. Imagine a world without Google searches, Amazon deliveries, or Netflix binges. No more instant messages to loved ones across continents. No more collaborating on projects from different corners of the globe. The very fabric of our interconnectedness would unravel. The Internet's disappearance would be more than an inconvenience, and it would be a cataclysmic event, reshaping our world in profound ways. How would we communicate? How would our economies function? How would we govern ourselves? The answers are both unsettling and a testament to human resilience. The initial shock would be immediate and universal. Imagine waking up one morning, reaching for your smartphone and finding only an empty void where the Internet used to be. Global communication systems would grind to a halt. Social media platforms, email, and instant messaging would become relics of a bygone era. Financial markets, heavily dependent on real-time data, would plunge into disarray. Global trade, reliant on instant communication and digital transactions, would come to a standstill. The interconnectedness that defines our globalized world would fracture. Air traffic control, relying heavily on Internet-based systems, would face unprecedented challenges. Planes would be grounded, and airports would overflow with stranded passengers. Hospitals, dependent on networked medical devices and online databases, would struggle to function. The day the Internet died would be a day of confusion, fear, and uncertainty. A stark reminder of our society's dependence on a technology we often take for granted. But amidst the chaos, the enduring human spirit would begin to adapt. Our daily routines, intricately intertwined with the digital world, would be upended. No more online shopping for groceries or ordering takeout with a few taps on our phones. Physical stores would see a resurgence, with long lines reminiscent of a bygone era. Education would undergo a radical transformation. Online learning platforms would vanish and students would return to physical classrooms. Teachers would rely on textbooks and traditional teaching methods. Libraries, once on the verge of obsolescence, would experience a revival. Entertainment as we know it would cease. Streaming services, online gaming platforms, and social media would disappear. Family game nights, reading, and face-to-face interactions would become the primary sources of entertainment. The absence of the Internet would force us to reconnect with the physical world and rediscover the joys of offline living. It would be a forced detox from the digital realm, a return to simpler times. The global economy, intricately intertwined with the Internet, would suffer a catastrophic blow. E-commerce, a cornerstone of modern business, would vanish overnight. Supply chains, heavily reliant on real-time data and digital communication, would collapse. Financial institutions, dependent on high-speed trading and online transactions, would face unprecedented challenges. Global trade, heavily reliant on Internet-based communication and logistics, would slow to a crawl. The impact on jobs would be devastating. Millions employed in the tech sector, e-commerce, and Internet-dependent industries would find themselves unemployed. Traditional industries, less reliant on the Internet, would fare slightly better, but still face significant challenges. The global economic order, built on the foundation of a hyper-connected digital world, would crumble. The fallout would be severe and long-lasting, a stark reminder of the Internet's pivotal role in our globalized economy. Governments around the world, heavily reliant on the Internet for communication, service delivery, and security, would face unprecedented challenges. Websites, online portals, and digital communication channels would go dark. Emergency services, heavily reliant on Internet-based communication systems, would struggle to coordinate responses. Law enforcement agencies, accustomed to digital surveillance and online crime-fighting tools, would need to adapt quickly. International diplomacy, reliant on instant communication and digital platforms, would revert to slower, more traditional methods. Treaties, agreements, and international cooperation would be significantly hampered. The Internet's disappearance would be a major setback for governments worldwide. It would highlight the vulnerabilities of a digitally dependent society and force a return to analog solutions. Hello again, Rotary phone. With the internet gone, we'd be thrust back into a world of analog communication. Landline telephones, once relegated to dusty corners, would become lifelines to the outside world. Postal services would experience a resurgence as people resorted to letters and postcards to stay in touch. Radio broadcasts, once overshadowed by the internet's immediacy, would reclaim their role as vital sources of information and entertainment. Newspapers and magazines, once struggling to survive in the digital age, would become treasured commodities. Face-to-face interactions, often replaced by digital exchanges, would once again take center stage. Community centers, libraries, and public spaces would become vital hubs for information sharing, social interaction, and entertainment. The internet's absence would force us to rediscover the value of slower, more deliberate forms of communication. It would be a return to a time when human connection wasn't mediated by screens. A world transformed. The long-term consequences of a world without the internet would be profound and far-reaching. Innovation, heavily reliant on digital collaboration and information sharing, would slow down. Technological advancements in artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and other internet-dependent fields would stagnate. Globalization, a defining feature of the internet era, would recede. Regional economies would emerge, with countries becoming more self-reliant. Local communities would take on greater significance as people turned inwards for support and connection. Environmental issues, often overshadowed by the immediacy of digital concerns, would come to the forefront. The absence of energy-intensive data centers and the reduced demand for digital devices would have a positive impact on the planet. The world without the internet would be a very different place, slower, more localized, and arguably more sustainable. The offline renaissance. Despite the challenges, humanity would adapt. We would find new ways to communicate, connect, and thrive. Local communities would become more cohesive as people relied on each other for support and information. Traditional skills, once forgotten in the digital age, would experience a revival. Craftsmanship, agriculture, and other hands-on trades would become essential. A new generation of makers and doers would emerge. Education would focus on practical skills and knowledge essential for an offline world. Critical thinking, problem-solving, and adaptability would be highly valued. Libraries would become centers of learning and community engagement. The absence of the internet would foster resilience, ingenuity, and a renewed appreciation for human connection. It would be a testament to our ability to adapt and overcome even the most daunting challenges. The enduring human spirit. The internet, for all its wonders, has also brought challenges. Cyberbullying, online addiction, and the spread of misinformation are just a few. A world without the internet would, in some ways, be a simpler, kinder world. It would be a world where human interaction is paramount, where communities thrive on collaboration, and where creativity flourishes in the absence of digital distractions. A world where we rediscover the joy of face-to-face conversations, the pleasure of reading physical books, and the beauty of the natural world. The internet's disappearance would be a profound loss, but it would also be an opportunity. An opportunity to rebuild our world with a renewed focus on human connection, sustainability, and the things that truly matter. It would be a testament to the enduring human spirit, our capacity for adaptation, and our ability to find hope and meaning even in the face of adversity.